into the skyline of the downtown, the CN Tower, and not far away, in fact, right next to it. Look in there. There is the Sky Dome, all opened up and ready for the Blue Jays to play baseball. But right now the focus is over at Exhibition Place, where the Goodyear Blimp Spirit up from Akron, Ohio, has been on assignment for Goodyear Canada since last Wednesday and floating over the racetrack here at Exhibition Place. And on the track itself, a battle. Bobby Rahal, as he is now trying to run down Al Unser Jr. We take a look at the leaderboard. Fittipaldi in front, followed by Tracy, then Danny Sullivan. In fourth place, it's Al Unser Jr. And right behind him, Bobby Rahal, the defending PPG Cup champion, trying to catch up. Robbie Gordon rounds out the top six. So we keep an eye on this battle. This is the only confrontation on the race course right now. And from time to time, Rahal has been able to pull up right on the back of Little Al's car.
Rahal won the championship in '86, '87, and of course last year. Al won the championship in 1990. So former champions battling it out.
Keep in mind, they're only about 8 laps, roughly 7 laps, something like that, off of another pit stop and tire changes. Now the tires in all these cars are beat up and battered right now, pretty bad, slippery. So you don't see a lot of passing, but you see Rahal pulling up on Little Al like that.
Yeah, Bobby, and of course by this point the tires will have picked up a lot of the loose rubber and gravel that's on the track from the earlier races, and they're slicker than ever.
Sam, they don't do that except when you go slow. As long as they're racing speed, they stay clean. It's just the rubber wears down close to the cords right now.
So the fight continues between Bobby Rahal and Al Unser Jr. for fourth. At the top of the order, it is still Fittipaldi, Tracy Sullivan. No changes there. None of those in contact with one another. Strung out on this long circuit lined with concrete barrier here at Exhibition Place. We'll continue to ride and watch and listen with Bobby Rahal. Fittipaldi, nice clean out. Roger Penske watches his cars. Both Fittipaldi, keeps track more of Tracy. Fittipaldi had to be careful coming out of the pits not to get two wheels over that bold yellow line to the left of the pit exit, or he would have suffered a stop and go penalty. It seems that all the cars have been very aware of speed limits in the pits here today, and we haven't had any trouble with that.
You know, often, if you wonder why Emil came in early, sometimes it happens this way, that the guy picks up, as he goes through the turn, the pickup in the bottom of the tank maybe isn't set just perfect. He picks up a little bit of air, and the engine coughs a little bit. It looked like that's what happened to Emil because he came in on his own. It was not premeditated by Penske.
Danny Sullivan, who assumed second place when Fittipaldi came in, is into the pits, and Gary Gerald's there.
Watching with the crew as they spring into action for what they hope will be the final time. Last time, Junior pitted on the same lap with Sullivan. That doesn't appear to be the case this time. Sullivan, who's been a 3-time second place finisher, rolling in 12.9 seconds. Terrific stop.
Fast though it is, Danny Sullivan has fallen back to 6th place now, and that brings Al Unser Jr. right up in contact with Bobby Rahal, but Rahal got around Al Unser Jr. Paul Tracy took the lead of the race on Fittipaldi's pit stop, and Rahal then began a fight with Little Al and moved into second place.
It's been easy to see that Little Al's had braking problems. I don't mean with the brakes, probably with the tires. If you notice often as he's gone into the turns, like when he's racing Danny Sullivan, he can't brake as late, and Danny really gathers up Little Al going into the turns.
Jack Arute, you mentioned that was part of Fittipaldi's game plan as Bobby Rahal makes his turn into the pits. But Jack, were they laid out and ready for him with that?
They were, because it's a long pit road, so they were able to jump over the wall. But Paul, he had a very close call as Bobby Rahal comes in for what should be his final pit stop and service from the Rahal Hogan team. Emerson Fittipaldi had a very close call coming down pit road. He wanged the wall and got some of the temporary banners wedged in this wheel. Very good and very lucky racing for Fittipaldi that it happened on pit road.
So Bobby Rahal in and out. Paul Tracy is still on the course and the leader of the race. Let's go to Gary.
Well, here's that ugly confrontation once again that's become so familiar. Card officials, and we understand that Danny Sullivan may get a black flag. They say he exceeded the speed limit on pit road. Ed Nathman is furious. He said there's no way you can reach 80 miles an hour from where we are, about 5 pits from the end of pit road.
You know what's really scary, Sam and Paul and Jack, is that often a radar gun that goes out in an angle, it's a giant cone. It starts very sharp, and then it goes really wide. I'm not too sure that as they point down the straightaways in the pit, that they know that that radar gun is actually shooting the pit, or whether it got somebody in combination out on the track.
And here comes Al Unser Jr. in, Gary.
Well, this can make a whole new complexion as far as Junior is concerned if his teammate Sullivan has to acknowledge that black flag. So this is a critical stop. Now we are told that they've withdrawn the penalty. There was a discussion, there will be no penalty. Junior rolling in 16 seconds, so maybe it won't be so bad for Sullivan as they're reviewing that situation.
0 to 60 for an Indy car is about 2.2 seconds.
Al Unser Jr. came out of the pits, but Bobby Rahal was able to get around as he came out of the pits. That dropped Al Unser Jr. back to 5th place, put Rahal in 4th. So now here is the current leader of the race, Paul Tracy, as he heads toward Jack-a-Root, and Emerson Fittipaldi will assume the lead of the race. Jack?
Well, very, very nominal stop. Tracy wiping his glasses, lifting the visor. Tim Bumps in the crew. Jerry Breon changing the outside tires. Roger Penske calling the shots and working the radio, letting everyone know when the jack is dropped. It's away in 12.4 seconds. Final stop for Team Penske today.